In filming the Destination Baja Sur series, you need a vehicle up to the task of getting not only the crew, our gear, and the boat safely to and from Baja Sur, but also the rigors of the Baja itself. We've already got 1,000 miles of dirt and dust on this truck, so please forgive that aspect of it. This is an F-350, 1999. It's an old dog, but it does a lot of good tricks. It's the old F-350 one-ton with the manual hubs. I don't want to rely on a shift-on-the-fly electronic connection to put me in four-wheel drive. I want to know from the minute I turn those hubs, I'm in four-wheel. I had this custom Expedition basket built with this huge rack I had done years back. It allows me to put ice chests and things. Now I've got the spare tires for the boat up here, but it's a great instrument and really helps out a lot with extra gear on the boat. I also made this little ladder. It used to be I'd get on the tire and try to get up on the rack and almost break my neck. I'm getting too old for that stuff, so I thought instead of getting old and unwise, I better get young and wise. So I designed this out of galvanized chain link fence pipe. And what it allows me to do is just easily get up here as a ladder to come up with these boxes that I built on top of this 3/4 starboard. And I've got these two custom lockable boxes I put all my cousin's rods in. That way I know they're safely stored up on top. We're not breaking tips of these rods, trying to stuff them into a crowded camper space. These are all the fantastic sponsors that have made this series happen. Thank you, each and every one of you. And the pièce de résistance. This is the business end of the operation. Obviously the camper, we built some custom shelves to accommodate all of our gear. We have it separated as to clothing for each of us, so we know exactly where our stuff stacks each time, along with our camera gear, our editing gear, and that kind of stuff. I've got these beautiful Avent reels stored in their own bags up here, so everything's nice and padded for the rigors of the road. More importantly, anytime you're in Baja, refrigeration is key. And the system we have is second to none. And I don't care if you're just in the Baja, you're out in the desert racing, or I don't care where you are in the United States, this system can apply to anything there. Ingalls are made or designed actually in South Africa from old expedition type technology, and they're really up for the task here in Baja. What we've got is not just a cooler system with a high R factor, which really retains ice for multiple days here in this heat. What we also have is a 12-volt freezer. And what this thing does is freeze these beautiful Ingal cooler packs, 8 of them in there. They freeze these packs, and we just merely distribute those into these Ingal coolers to keep our stuff cold and then just keep recharging them. This only draws 2.8 amps an hour. That's less than a bilge pump, less than a bait pump on a boat. Great system. I have a spare battery here standing by, and eventually I'm going to get a roll-up solar panel that they'll be connected with and have a solar panel on top that'll run this whole system. Really brilliant. Really makes things easy. That's the Ingal 35. This is the Ingal 65. We've been keeping ice and beverages frosty for 4 days. Really cool without having to rechange. In it, we also have a great locking system. 2 locks to secure that. A lock there to reserve that. We know that all of our gear is here. Mesh on these doors make it hard to get in. It's just what you want to do to make sure the amount of gear we have is protected. If you're looking up here, I've actually got a 12-foot Livingston catamaran fiberglass hull that'll roll up on top of here with a 15-horse Johnson that I can use to get into really remote spots where I don't want to tow my boat into here in the Baja. And again, our great sponsors, brand new skins with a really wide tread pattern. If I'm in mud or sand, I want that stuff to be thrown out of that tread as I drive through it. This is an A&E awning. This will roll out here and snap in place so you can sit in the shade. I typically will put this with a compass on my north-facing slope, so it provides shade all day to that. Again, the 3/4 inch white starboard comes into play where it helps reflect heat back up into the atmosphere. Creature comfort for me and Daryl Van Slack, Nick Varola, this is the extended cab. So what we've done here is we put a beanbag chair, a nice padded back, and we utilize the Ingal cooler for waters and sodas here with the freezer bags, and also to put your legs up on top of it. You can sit very comfortably there, and you can also sleep. The other, we have a co-pilot, and whoever's driving the rig is right here. So we can accommodate all 3 of us very comfortably with a sleeping space when needed on the longer drives on the trip. It has been a great trip so far. It's going to be an even better trip as we get farther south into the Los Cabos area, of which we're leaving for today. So keep joining us on this adventure, and I'm sure you'll be right alongside in the cab, in the boat, and on the R Ventures.